Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass. Um, all right, guys. So here we are. We're round 7 now. Is it technically Dallas or is it Arlington? Are they similar? Are they close? I don't even know. But
I think since the
Arlington.
Dallas Cowboys play in that stadium, you can call it Dallas.
okay, then Dallas it is.
You could also call it Arlington because that's where it is.
You could call it Arlington.
We're calling it Dallas round 7 on the talk
Sounds good to me.
on the Talkin Moto podcast, brought to you by Team J Law Racing. Hoorah!
Hoorah! Is that your motto,
Hoorah.
Jason? Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Hoorah! That is not my motto.
It
I think
should.
somebody a lot more important than me came up with that one.
Oh shoot. All right, guys. So I think we kind of already talked about it. Yeah. I don't get Fox Sports 2, so
Yeah, you and about 80% of the viewership apparently doesn't get it. I was kind of surprised by how many people were thrown off by that.
and I even went down to there's a local establishment in the Milwaukee area called Silk, and
Ooh.
they don't have it either, but the scenery was pretty nice. So
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk?
um, there's some dancing, and they're
Like
on
Val-
a yeah, real real friendly, and drinks are expensive, but you know, it was a good time.
What's the minimum?
The minimum drink you got to get.
Yeah, it's got to be what, like a 2-drink minimum?
Oh, you know what? I think it is just a one
I'm
drink.
not. I'm not real familiar with these establishments that you speak of.
Well,
I've
maybe
never been.
you'll have to come down. Maybe they can be a potential show sponsor.
Oh, hell.
So yeah, we're just gonna kind of wing it. I was able to catch the mains on YouTube, which I still don't understand. You guys might not know this. I like to play video games and I post them up on my YouTube channel, and so
I've noticed.
I got like that AdSense or whatever they call it, so I've been doing that for over a year now, and I've yet to hit my minimum of $100. So that's just show you how much views my videos actually get. But anyways, so like sometimes I'll be playing a video game and the music, or there could be some image in that video that'll cause it to get blocked, right? So how these people can go on YouTube and pretty much put the recording from Fox Sports 1 or 2 on their YouTube channel with their AdSense and not get banned, I have no idea. I'm not complaining about it. I think it's awesome, and it was the only way I could watch the mains. But how they can get by doing that and still get, the money for it, I'm not sure.
Well,
But
who really?
Well-
I mean, does Fox Sports too really care if they're playing it again? Isn't it just good for them?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
it
know.
seems like their sponsors wouldn't care because unless I suppose all the people edit out the commercials.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
all those races are commercial free now during the racing, so
Oh yeah, they are. You're right. That's awesome. I didn't even realize that. I guess until you just said something, but that's awesome.
but also maybe they should realize that, hey, people are going to do this unless we put it on Fox Sports 1 where they can all watch it, and then maybe they won't do it as much.
Well, it was on Fox Sports 1, but it was just what the next day or last night.
Yeah, it was 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
I don't know who doesn't get Fox Sports 2. I mean, Scott, what are you living under a rock?
Apparently everybody.
I don't have like anything special, and I got it. And I always had fuel back in the day.
see, I never had
Yeah,
fuel
same with
either.
me. That's
See,
the
I got
same with
fuel
me.
on
And
my Direct TV, and now that I'm using Dish, I got fuel still. I mean,
that was Caleb's big deal, too. He called me Friday night saying, I need to come somewhere where I can watch the race with you because I don't get Fox Sports 2. It's like, who doesn't get that? I
So
thought
that's the
everybody
only
got it.
reason that asshole came down here. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna write him a strongly worded message.
Caleb?
He's too good for me unless he doesn't have my channel.
He was supposed
Well,
to.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
See, I even have your channel, and I still come down to see you.
That's because you need a meal.
I didn't eat.
Oh,
Okay,
you
yeah, I
did?
did. I had a couple burritos. but
Okay.
I didn't need a meal. That's not why I came.
I assumed that's why you came down. That's I thought why you were friends with me. Is because my wife cooks for you.
No,
Probably
that
doesn't
might
hurt,
be
huh?
one of the reasons. But
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm married to her is because she cooks for me.
yeah, well, it's a good reason.
Hey, you should give a shout out to the Crossland Motorsports Racing Team for just following us on Twitter. Nice.
Oh, you know,
Top Jimmy.
And you know what? I'm disappointed that my tweet to Diana Dahlgren and to Supercross Live didn't get a retweet. I said something like don't forget to get your fantasy picks in, and I'm not talking about, and then I tagged Diana Dahlgren. I thought that was funny. But
I see what you did there.
but
I'm pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him.
I did get Fox Sports.
well, then maybe she shouldn't be out snowboarding in her underwear.
No, maybe she should be in Minnesota.
I did get
Maybe.
the SX on Fox to retweet. It's kind of inappropriate, but I said I'm used to things being short, but not Supercross lap times or something like that, and they gave me a retweet. So I thought that was pretty,
Nice.
I thought that was
You know
funny.
that's probably Deanna. Doesn't she control the SX on Fox iPad?
I
No,
think she does.
Yep.
which
I thought that was her. I thought that was her job.
Now she knows your dick is short, Scotty.
Yeah. Good luck getting any attention from her again.
Way to go.
I still got the blue eyes. That might help.
You played all your cards way too early in this relationship.
You just laid them all on the table. Here, this is what I'm working with.
Oh shit. All right. I guess what do we want to talk about? I guess I'm not surprised that AC won. If we want to jump right into that.
Well, first of all, we should tell you, Scott, that he has a nickname now. We've given him a nickname.
Okay.
His nickname is Superbad. And if you think about it, think about what he looks like, you might figure out why.
The first interview they did with him, I swear to God, they were interviewing Michael Cera from Superbad, like wearing dirt bike gear. So, and he kind of sounds like him too, because he's kind of got that womanly voice still. So he will be forever known as Superbad, or Michael Cera.
All right.
I like Superbad better.
Yeah.
You can't call him somebody else's name.
Oh, that the tall, skinny kid from
Yeah.
Superbad. Oh yeah, you're right. All right. So, are you surprised that Superbad won?
I kind of am. I know that. I didn't think he'd come out winning right away. But that's
I
probably
wasn't
because-
surprised to see him win a heat race. I was surprised to see him win a main. That was, I mean, honestly, any Pro Circuit Kawasaki on the podium right now, it's like, hey, look at that. They did something.
Like, I guess I'm not surprised that, like I said, I'm not surprised. Like, look who he's riding with. He's riding with Roxon. He's riding with Villapoto. And then he's got, Alden Baker or whoever is his trainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who else has that to, practice with? So, but...
Well, it probably wouldn't help me out at all, but,
Well, I mean, I guess I was just kind of thinking that based on his outdoor success or not or lack thereof, he wouldn't come out swinging. I figured he'd have a little bit of learning to do, but it seems like he figured it out pretty quick. I don't know if I like him yet. We talked about that Saturday night. I'm not really sure if I like him yet or not.
Nah, I think he'll have yeah, I think the wheels will maybe fall off a little bit, because essentially did he not get a good start, and then
Yeah, but you know what? He was kind of gifted the win too, in a way, because I mean, it's hard to say whether Davalos would have been able to stay up front, but Davalos was going faster than him.
you mean
Davalos,
the 9-year veteran of the lights class?
yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm all right with that too. I don't see what the big deal is with that.
I think the dude's just better on a 250 or just doesn't want to move up. So I don't know how. I think they have he'll get pointed out if he does well this year. I think I would think.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I think it's cool. I mean, I think Davalos was probably going to win that one if he didn't crash right there. But he was fucking hauling ass. I mean, he had lap times that were. I don't even know what they were. I guess now it was 40. Didn't he dip into the 45 second at one point?
They almost got some arena cross lap
he was
times.
down in there.
Ooh.
And what was he? He's at Ryan Dungey and
Justin Brady.
Davey Millsaps.
Davey Millsaps, yeah.
Got together and had a kid. That's what it would look like.
I'm trying. Come on, computer. What the fuck?
He's or he could be like Dungey minus the mole on his face.
That's true. He could be.
Oh. That's not working.
Wow.
Well, what's your lungs aren't working? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm trying to get the scoop on the lap times and they're frickin' blank.
Where do you get them? Is it on Supercross Online?
Yeah, yep. It's
okay.
well, it's actually it's off supercrosslive.com, but it's live.amasupercross.com. And then it's if you haven't been on there, I think it's pretty cool. That's how I had to watch the race, lap times and numbers. But you click on results and it'll tell you, who entered, their qualifying, their segment time. I mean, all that stuff is on there. So, but it's just not giving me any info. I don't know why.
Well, he was going fast.
I can't tell you in his heat race. Are we talking about who are we talking about?
Moleless Dungey.
Moleless Dungey. Come on, computer.
So you don't got Fox Sports 2. Your internet sucks.
And it is just completely what a shit show.
Do you have a rotary phone?
Yes. Yeah, I don't understand why we get Fox Sports. You think if you get Fox Sports 1, you should get Fox Sports 2. No. Time Warner Cable. Suck it. All right, so I guess how'd the Minnesota boys? A few got in, a few didn't make it.
That pretty well sums it up. Yep.
So who all made it?
Well, that's a good question because our guest Zach Williams wasn't there or didn't make the night show from the looks of it.
He did not make it.
No.
Do we know what happened? Did he have a crash or something in qualifying or?
I never actually heard what had happened. I just I was looking at the rankings today, and he was way back.
Here's my theory, and I don't have any proof of it whatsoever. But when I watched practice, guys were crashing everywhere, and there was like yellow flags the entire time for a lot of those guys. So a lot of them weren't able to get in fast laps. So I don't know if he went down or something and jacked himself up a little bit or what, but I could see it. I mean, I know they were talking about a lot of the guys just had trouble putting in a clean, fast lap because of all the carnage out there.
Did you get a chance to listen to the Racer X podcast today, Jeff?
I listened to like 40 minutes of it.
That's kind of what they were talking about. Like, there was just carnage everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I saw it. I watched 450 practice. What I've been doing lately with the practices is I start like a couple hours late because you can rewind it, and watch the whole thing and skip through all the bullshit.
mhm,
Because I don't really like watching like the C practice and stuff.
right.
I mean, it's kind of like watching an LCQ. It's pretty boring. Oh, it's actually like watching the back half of an LCQ. And so I was watching it. I mean, it was like I don't know what people's problems were. It didn't seem like it was all that difficult of a track. So I'm not really sure why everyone was crashing everywhere, but
I think it had more to do with the with being slippery, don't you think?
well, I don't know if it was it slippery in the daytime. It seemed like all the guys were kind of saying that it was good in the beginning, and then just got
No,
hard as shit.
I thought I had heard that it was just as slick in the daytime, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, that's a good question. Why is it so freaking hard to get good dirt in Texas down there? I mean, we went there, the dirt was primo. Fucking perfect.
Well, they're talking about before the race how that dirt is so nice and it's this really nice tacky clay. Like, who said anything about it being tacky? Because it looks like crap.
Yeah, it doesn't even look, I mean, it looks, it's like, I don't know, it looks like a gravel road. It's the color of a gravel road.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It looks like dried up peanut butter.
yeah.
Whoa.
Scott, did I make you hungry?
I'm looking at the lap times. He didn't do horrible. Williams had a 52.4. So, and they took 51.5 was the 51.555 got you in.
Well, that couldn't have been, what did Wetland do? Because he qualified like 22nd, I think.
Yep.
And, I can't imagine that Zach and Wetland are that far off on speed. They've been training together, I think.
Wetland.
Yeah, I would think they'd be pretty close.
He did a 59.9 or 49.9.
Okay.
Wow.
So, and then that Justin Kraft, he had a 51.0. I seen Lolberg, he said he tweaked his knee, so he must have did that in first practice because he didn't even post a time.
No, is he riding a 250 or 450?
They got him here in 250.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's remarkable how many guys from Minnesota or with Minnesota ties are down there. I mean, it's unbelievable. And if you include, like, I kind of include Gavin Faith because he spent a lot of time at Millville, but I mean, this region has got a lot of guys that are pretty damn good. None of them are really standouts. Maybe Dungy would be considered a standout, but and the Martins, I guess. But well, that's pretty good. I mean, if we got 3 top level riders, and then a lot of like next tier guys.
I always say this Mike's name wrong. It's Bottleson. He's from New Richmond. He had a 58.2, so he was down a little bit, but not to jump away from timing quick, this just popped into my head, but did you guys notice in, I think it's Heat 1 of the 250 class, there was a guy that did not start, okay? I get that you qualified on time, but don't you think they should have like a call time or something? Like have a few guys like, yeah, you made it in on time, but in the third practice you knocked yourself out. So like you're obviously not racing. Why didn't they fill that other gate?
Well, yeah, they could have like a provisional or whatever.
Yeah. So now
I got
to get another guy in there.
Yep. Because I seen that, I'm like, in the Heat 1, there's a DNS. I'm like, well, what the hell? So, but.
Well, the problem is, I mean, I guess the AMA may not know, or whoever's, I guess, running it might not know until it's too late. And then what do you go? Just go down the line to the next guy that qualified? And
That's what I would do, but like, hey.
Well,
what if he's not even there anymore,
That's what you would do, but, like you say, the question is, was it a last-minute thing, or was it – I don't think there's a provision there for that right now, for that to happen. So,
Well, and I'm sure,
but
like, if you did get hurt, I'm sure the last thing on your crew's mind is to go tell the AMA that you won't be lining up.
Well, I'm just saying.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying. Like, let's say it starts at 7. Okay. Well, 6:30 or whatever. You
Well,
know.
here's this too, though, Scotty. Do you think that he gets paid the money for qualifying, whether he starts or not?
I
Because they
I
probably
think you
would
have to
take the
start,
money.
don't you?
I don't know if you do or not. I don't know how that works.
I would guess you
Yeah.
have to start. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I would think you should at least have to start that race.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what would be the point? You know?
Yeah, but I mean, they don't really want a guy that just goes out there and does a lap and pulls off, right? I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say give the guy his money, and so he can get to the next race or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know how you do that if you give it to the next guy. Would he then get the money or what? But what's even weirder about the whole deal is like, I don't like when they go to like the semis and there's only 16 riders. I don't know why, but that's just, to me, I hate it when you see like a professional race and there's guys missing from the gate or
Yeah,
empty
and there's
gates.
not a full gate. Yeah.
That seems kind of weird, and it sounds like they've been talking about like at the races the entries have been way down. Like they were saying
Yeah.
there was like 47 entries at one race, so
Well,
7 get there.
I'm gonna.
nobody can afford to do it, and they're not paying anybody. So,
Yeah. Well, that's just it. I mean, they're going to have to wise up at some point. Otherwise, you're going to have 80 guys trying to qualify in the 450 class to make some money, and no one in the 250 class.
yeah.
I want to see if I can't dig this up. There was 80, and well, it says 80. There was like 5 guys. Like Lolberg was one of them. He didn't post a time, so. But it said that there was 80 on the entry list. I was gonna see if I could go back.
Well, and see, Texas is probably a little bit different. I'm sure they get a lot bigger crowd, but I mean, think of it. We had how many people were from here that drove down there? There's 7 or 8 guys from here that were down there trying to qualify. But how in California, supposedly the hotbed of motocross, you getting 47 entries? It's ridiculous. They could probably go make more money racing at Milestone or something on the weekends.
Dun dun dun. Hang on. Wait for it. Wait.
You probably make more money at a Motokazi event.
So there you go. So at
Oh my.
oh snap. Okay, so at San Diego, so the last West Coast.
Was that a shot at a sponsor?
No, that wasn't a shot of the sponsor. It's a shot of the AMA. Or Feld, I guess, not the AMA.
I'm gonna kick you off the show, you.
Saying if Lee pays pros more.
So San Diego, so the last West Coast round, there was 54 that tried to qualify, but it also had Durham on there, who was out. Zach Osborne, he got hurt at that one, right? Didn't he do his collarbone?
I don't know. He was hurt a while ago.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's an extra 30 riders on that coast. So, but so yeah. Who else? Who are we missing? What the hell happened to Martin? 2 years, 2 years in a
Jesus.
row.
Well, I think here's the thing. There's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice, but I mean, look at the list. The class isn't that deep to where he shouldn't be able to get it into the top 9 in that heat race.
See,
I don't know. I'm surprised as can be at that. That just blows me away that he didn't qualify. But
I didn't see the heat race, so obviously he didn't make it in. And then all I heard him talking about on the podcast today was he was on like the outside of the first turn, and he must have did he get taken out or got pushed off the track or something?
Yeah.
And
yeah, he got ejected in the LCQ out to the plywood. But in the heat race, I was talking about it earlier before we went on, but he collided pretty hard with Justin Kraft. And it was kind of a weird deal. They didn't really hit that hard, but something caught, and their bikes kind of got flipped. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe he was just trying to force it and trying to ride too hard. But you look at like the West Coast, and maybe the West Coast isn't nearly as deep, but you had guys going down in the first turn of their heats and coming back to like fifth. You know, I mean, I would say he's probably close to on the level with. He's got to be considered a favorite to win races. You would think.
Yeah,
So I think he should have came. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's easy for me to say he should have, but I'm sure he feels like he should have too.
I would say I'm sure he's thinking that, hey, I should have definitely qualified. But yeah,
I think he's going out there to win races, and that's tough when you're not qualifying. So, but think of this though. I mean, now basically, you know, no pressure anymore at this point. The championship's a long shot when you're down 25 points with the pro circuit guys, and maybe he'll come out and just mop the floor.
You want a little race fun fact?
Like black white people fun fact, or like
enlighten me.
You want to guess the race, the length of the race for the LCQ? How long was it?
Oh, was it 4 laps?
I think they're 4 laps.
It's got to
I'm
be
gonna
like.
say it was. Well, hang on. Start to the first guy crossing the finish line, or the last guy crossing the finish line?
It just says race time. I would assume this is probably the leader. Whoa, what is that?
I'm gonna say
Oh, Jeff muted himself.
aliens are landing. I'm gonna say 4.5 minutes.
Oh no,
Sorry, guys, I had a phone call.
it's okay. Jeff,
No
do
shit.
you want
3:24.
the LCQ and the lights was 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So maybe
That was a Moto race.
maybe Martin could have caught up if the laps were a little bit longer. And I honestly don't care if there's a giant wall that they have to like slow down to go over. I don't know. I
They
think
should have a mandatory pit stop. They have to stop and take one tire.
this is what I thought today. Like,
They should just make them stop for like 10 seconds each lap.
no, like if these laps get any shorter, I think they should take the top 4 or top 5 from each heat, and you know what? Let's do 5 or 4. So what's that, 20? So do the top 4 from lights, top 4 from the 450 class, right? So you have a 20 rider gate for like a 4-lap dash for cash.
There you go.
How's that sound?
You know, here's what I'm in favor of. I like the idea of maybe having a couple of main events, like doing 2 motos kind of thing, where you got 2 like 10-lap races, or something different. Because some of these they got, I don't know. To me, it seems like it's kind of like the 250 main event is way too short. What is the 250 main event now that you're looking at it? I mean, it couldn't have been.
Oh, how long was it?
Yeah, what is it? 10 or 11 minutes? Or 12 minutes? I mean, it can't.
Doesn't work on that one.
Oh, well.
Well, why isn't it just as simple as, all right, we have a lap time that's 47 seconds. Why don't we add a few laps? You know, or why don't we go to a 15-minute plus 2 laps or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope, and it probably is, it's probably something with TV, I'm guessing, I'm not sure, which drives me nuts. Like, I don't know, I was pretty pissed when it was 52 seconds and we're talking about it, and it's like 46 seconds? I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. I just think the lap times to me should be right around that minute, either a few seconds above or a few seconds below. And like I said, I'm totally fine with having like a whoop section and then put a freaking wall in there so they have to slow down. You know what I just something. So
Well, you know, think about this. I mean, most of the races, there isn't a lot of racing in the second half of them anyway. So to me, making them longer or whatever, I don't know that it does anything really. I mean, if you make the race longer, you're going to run into more lappers. So then you almost got to do something about the lappers. I don't know that most of the racing, I think it'd be more exciting if they were short races where everyone had to go and, you couldn't play follow the leader for 19 laps and then make a pass. I don't know. It just seems like you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you lengthen the lap times or lengthen the time of the races, I guess, or add laps, you're just going to have more problems with lappers. And if you, I mean, but for a professional event, you would expect the races to be more than 12 minutes long, the main events.
Right. I don't know why everything for the lights isn't working.
What about this? I was thinking about the lapper situation. What about like after the halfway point, with each lap they pull off the last place guy. So each lap they pull off the last place guy until the end. So you're going to lose in the last 10 laps of the 450 main. You'd lose 10 guys.
I think you'd get shot at.
Why?
Yeah,
Because like some of the times they lap up to like 7th place.
No, I'm not saying get rid of the guys that are getting lapped. I'm saying get rid of the back. So on lap 10, you black flag the guy that's in 22nd or 21st, then the next lap, and then count them down. Each lap, pull off one guy so that you clear out the track.
You got something against Nick Way? Is that your problem?
I think he's pretty funny. I mean, he's a good dude. Just throwing shit out there, man. I'm just throwing shit at the wall.
yeah. I think you can just let that one bounce right off the wall.
Oh, fuck you guys, you close-minded pricks.
What about?
Well, the problem I see is, all right, now, okay, you're going to throw a black flag at a guy, try to get him pull off the track. All right. Well, now, how are you 100% sure where you're at? Okay. So how do you know that black flag is for you? Now you're also trying to pull off a track where people are racing, and how many of these tracks are set up so you can't get off it without crossing another lane or something like that? I mean, to me, you're just asking for a shit show.
Well, see, now they got
I'm just throwing that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
They got that big-ass screen above the finish line so they could just show your name on there and say, get off the track, you fucker.
I think we just put a sniper in the stands. Every lap we pick off the last guy. It's gone.
I was going to say something, too. I heard a little rumor, and I don't know where I heard it now, but people were talking that Feld might be pressuring Dirtworks to keep the lap times down under a certain time so that they can fit them in between commercials, because they got to fit it into the night show.
And I think there's something to that, because now we're doing these live races. They're not cutting into the actual race time for commercials. So it totally makes sense to me that they're going to say, hey, cut them down so we have more time to show commercials in between the races. It sucks, but I could definitely see them doing it.
That angers me.
Me too.
See, to me, it's not as big a deal. I mean, to me, it's just I don't really care about the lap times necessarily, but I want a decent track that you can actually race on. Because to me, a short race is almost more exciting.
For one.
I like the short races because of the sense of urgency it puts in people, and I mean, fuck motocross. You can watch a moto, and I'll fall asleep mid-moto. It's so long, and there's very little racing going on down the stretch. People are just trying to survive out there. So to me, the short races are usually more exciting. But here I'm watching Jeremy Martin in the LCQ all the way on the far outside, and he just goes straight to the plywood. And then, of course, you can't get on anywhere because there's 8 billion tough blocks.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the movie like Supercross?
Oh, have I ever?
So like,
it's my favorite. I'm watching it right now.
So like if that's the case, I'm pretty sure in that movie at some point there's a 4-stroke making a 2-stroke noise.
Well, that's classic. Yeah, that happened all the time in that shitty movie.
So like that's what I kind of feel like when you say about them moving stuff around for TV and stuff, it's like you got maybe someone that doesn't, like someone that doesn't know anything about Supercross could watch that movie and be like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome." And you're like, "That's a fucking 4-stroke. It doesn't make a 2-stroke noise." But
Well, and that's what they're trying to do with the whole show. Obviously they're trying to reach the broader audience. But to me, I think the racing can kind of speak for itself for the most part.
Well, it should. There shouldn't have to be something else to entertain people.
Well, it's never
racing
going to
should be
appeal to
entertainment.
It's a motorsport. It's never going to appeal to, for the most part, it's not going to appeal to women. And, they're just, I think that their demographic might be, they might be barking up the wrong tree trying to get it to appeal to, like, a middle-aged woman or even a guy that's not into motorsport.
Well, I'd say even just somebody that's not into motorcycles.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was kind of funny. Last night I got into kind of this shooting match on Facebook. I did it on purpose because I like to pick fights on Facebook sometimes because it's entertaining. But some of these friends of mine that race stock cars are talking about basically it's a war between which is more entertaining, circle track racing or drag racing. And I started out by saying roll cages are for pussies. And we went through this whole argument, and it came down to a guy saying, let's be honest, if it has tires or a skirt, we're going to watch. And I said, you know what? Actually, that's not true. Because if that was true, Supercross would have just as many fans as NASCAR, and it doesn't. So I think you're wasting your time trying to bring in this other demo. You need to come to grips with the fact that if you don't ride or race dirt bikes, you're probably not going to be as big a fan as those of us who do.
Right.
So let me get this straight. You guys were asking what's more exciting, watching circle track or paint dry?
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much.
I know you like drag racing, but I'm sorry.
I like drag racing when I can watch it live.
Like being there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit because you kind of get the, you can actually understand how much horsepower they're putting out and stuff like that. But to watch it on television, it seems like about the most boring thing on earth.
Well, to me, when I'm watching stuff like that, it doesn't come down to, like, I can watch drag racing on a Sunday afternoon, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with just what I'm watching on TV. It's understanding what's actually going on. There's more to it than just two cars going down the track. That guy won, that guy lost. There's more to it than that. And if you understand that, then you can be into it. And I think, Supercross is the same way. You're going to have those people that watch it and just go, oh, these guys are racing each other. Don't even know what a heat race is. They don't know that they're racing to get into the main. They don't know what that semi is for. They don't know what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got to look at that. You're not going to bring in fans for this sport, no matter what they do. So I guess I don't know how we even got on this topic, but
it's okay.
Maybe I'll just drop it.
It's because Feld's pulling the strings to get people to become fans of the sport. I get it. Obviously you can't just get complacent, and if they want to try to grow the TV, part of the problem too, or part of the, I guess, one of the problems with growing the TV audience and the TV packages is it is so much better to watch the races on television. And that can't be good. They want to sell people tickets and they want to sell merchandise and shit. So, you can't obviously stop broadcasting them because then you lose half your audience, or not even, way more of your audience. But it's just weird to me. And the thing that pisses me off about the TV shows is that most people that see it that aren't actually up on the sport, they'll like say shit like, do you know how to do a trick or whatever? Like, guys ask me if I do flips. I'm like,
yeah.
Hell yeah, I do flips.
Yeah, on a trampoline I'll do a flip. Come on. I
can do a flip off of a diving board.
They act like Supercross racers are stuntmen, It's like,
no.
That's the thing that bugs me about it, and I think that felt as people that are putting it on TV are misrepresenting it somehow, and I don't know how people come to that conclusion other than they've watched X Games maybe and think that everyone who rides a dirt bike does flips.
Well, I think that's. I mean, I agree with you that there's definitely that misconception out there. But I just completely lost what I was going to say. I was watching Nancy Kerrigan pull underwear out of her butt. Sorry.
What channel's that on? I want to watch that.
11 or NBC. Sorry, I completely lost it.
It happens.
I'm a little confused on this weather stat.
What the fuck is Wally Kazam?
April 62.
So what else you want to talk about? How come you wanted to fight me about Chad Reed? Not do you want to jump subjects or not?
Oh no, it's fine. Okay. I thought it was kind of stupid at first, and then according to his Twitter today, I thought I read that his shoulder popped out. Did you hear anything about that?
Yep.
So prior to me reading that, I was kind of angered by him. So it's like you say you're gonna race, and you go there, and I don't know when those guys show up, but like I get you're probably a hurting unit, but like especially those guys, like don't you think they know before if they can ride or not? You know what I mean? Like,
well, you got to remember, dude. He made that tweet from the hospital, like saying he was gonna ride.
yeah, that's on Sunday though.
Yeah, he had no. I mean, he was probably hoping that he would heal a little bit or feel a little better in a week.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm guessing he flies home. You know, maybe he's home Wednesday. You think Thursday, or I don't know what their schedule is, but like, I just thought maybe that he would have tried to ride, or maybe without even riding, he's like, there's no way, So it's like, you get there, I don't think he rode free practice, didn't ride first qualifying, and then I'm like, all right, so you're going to put in a time in the last one just to get you in, and it's like he did 2 laps, pulls off, done. I'm like, what the hell, You think you would have known that before, but then going off of what I read today, it was like he did 1 lap, and then like he was going to start his second lap or fast lap, and he like landed off the double or a double somewhere, and it like front end twisted on him, and that was it.
Well, he said that, like in his tweet that they showed during the broadcast, it said something about, I don't know, we had a hard time reading it, but it said like he thought that his shoulder popped out or something, so that's what they were like concerned about happening, and apparently it did happen. So, I mean, he must have not. Obviously, his bones that were broken couldn't have been broken too badly. I mean, obviously, if your collarbone was snapped in half, you wouldn't be able to ride. I'm guessing he had like a hairline fracture in his collarbone, or something like that. I don't know what a shoulder blade, if that can break and not affect you. I don't have any idea what your shoulder blade really does. But,
well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway from the get-go, because he spent the night in the hospital and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. So obviously it was nothing, he didn't have any bones shattered or, like you say, completely busted in half, because they pretty sure if they didn't pick up on that, they should be out the door as far as hospital goes.
You know what's funny too is that he posted on, I don't know if he posted on Instagram or Twitter, but he posted a picture of his x-ray, and it said like 4 days later, yep, it still hurts. And people are commenting on it. Oh yeah, that's definitely broken. There's no way he can race. It's like, I'm not a fucking radiologist. I can look at that and I can't see anything wrong, because it wasn't like obviously he's got a lot of bones. Obviously, you got a lot of bones in that area when they take the X-ray, so you got to know what you're looking for. And I couldn't see anything, and these people are like, "Oh, that thing's so fucked, he'll never be able to ride." I'm like, "What are you guys, all a bunch of radiologists now? You can read these fucking X-rays and determine what the extent of his injury is."
Especially off Instagram, that's some high quality photo shit
Oh my
right
God,
there.
People piss me
Yeah,
off.
oh my
The internet
God.
is just ridiculous.
Well, I think going back to your original question, Scott, I guess I'm kind of getting the vibe from you that maybe you're thinking he did it all just to get attention, and maybe that he just said, "Hey, I'm going to ride," just so people would show up or would watch, or what?
I'm not saying he did it for himself for attention, but like I'm guessing that probably had to draw people in, because it's like, to be thick-headed, it's like, okay, you're going from trying to ride. Now this is all my thoughts before his shoulder popping out. So it's like you're gonna ride, and all of a sudden, nope, not riding. I'm out 4 to 6 weeks. Like,
Well, I think, and I'm speaking from experience, but obviously I'm not anywhere near the same level as he is. I think he had to take the chance to ride this weekend because of where he is in points, because of his age. Because, I mean, at his age, this could all be over now. Whether he wants to admit it or not, it could be the end. So I think he had to take the chance. And I know I've shown up at the track. I just did it this last week. We had a rental scheduled over at Cedar Lake Tuesday night, and I went over there. I mean, you guys know I've been sick all week. I went over there feeling like complete crap. The only reason I went is because I had John's bike with me and he wanted to ride. So I figured, all right, I'm going to go over there. If I feel like riding, I will. If I don't, I won't. I got over there, started riding, felt like $1,000,000. Now, if you'd asked me 2 hours before I left the house, I'd have told you there was no way in hell I was going to ride because I couldn't breathe for 2 minutes without coughing,
right.
So I think we've all been to that point where maybe he was just hoping, hey, I get there, get the adrenaline going, maybe I can put that in the back of my mind and I could ride. And in my opinion, he had to take that chance because of where he was in points and because this year was going as well as it has been. Now, if he hadn't had a win this year or 2 wins this year, and he'd been, top 10 at best, then you say, all right, I'm done for the season. Find somebody else to ride my bike, whatever. I think he had to do it.
What's the downside, Scotty? There's no negative about it, except for maybe you could argue that if he had taken this weekend off, he could have been in better shape for next weekend and maybe would be able to salvage it. But at that point, he's already down. What was he down when they went into the weekend? Like 12 points or something like that? He was quite a ways out of it.
Yeah.
You miss a race at this point. You're not going to bounce back from it.
Yeah, we're damn near halfway through. So.
Yeah, he is 33 points down. Yep. And I didn't use my calculator. 33 points. Yep. Okay, now I was thinking about this today, and this could anger some people. There's always that deal, like, isn't it with Reed, like he won his titles because Ricky was hurt and Villapoto was hurt or whatever?
Yep.
Could you not almost throw that at Villapoto, or would you not even do that?
No, you could not do that with Villapoto.
No, not even
I don't
close.
think.
Villapoto's
I would say
Wood.
just about everybody else, aside from going back in history, Carmichael or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You could say that about Dungey. I think you could definitely say that about Villapoto. There's not a chance in hell.
I was just throwing it out there.
I'm just telling you to put it right back in.
Well, in 2010, or what was it? No, it was 2011. He won his championship. He was out in 2010. So in 2011, he beat Reed by like 4 points. Right at the end of the year, they were that was the year Reed started his team, and in the beginning of the year he wasn't really on a factory Honda, but as the year went on, and as he started to gain points,
it became a factory Honda.
Yeah, he started getting a little more help from Honda and stuff. So then he ended up getting, what was he? He was 4 points, I think, at the end of the year behind. I mean, he lost it by a tiny margin. So Villapoto beat him that year, and Dungey. I don't know that Stewart. I guess I don't remember what Stewart's deal was in 2011. Probably crashed a bunch.
I was just saying, was it 2 years ago when Reed was running him down and then he flipped over the handlebars?
Yeah, that was 2012 in Dallas.
You know, let's say he doesn't crash, you know, and he passes him, you know.
Yeah,
coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know, but I don't know.
Well,
I'm not a fan of. What's that?
You want to put? You're talking about you're not a fan of the asterisks?
No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of like people say Dungey won or Reed won because so and so wasn't there. You know.
Well, I'm not either because, I mean, it's a sport where sometimes the fastest guy isn't going to win because he did stay up, he didn't get hurt or whatever. So I agree with you to that point, but I guess it's a gray area. It's hard to say because I do think there's guys that have won championships that wouldn't have won them if somebody else hadn't gotten hurt.
Right.
And how do you define like who's a better rider? Is it based on championships alone? Because, I mean, I think that there's got to be some. Obviously, there's some. You got to give them some consideration if they're the fastest guy out there week in and week out, but they can't keep it together. I mean, obviously that's not how you want to ride, and that's not what wins championships. But I mean, if your only measurement of who's a better rider is how they finish on the season, then you could maybe throw the I don't know. To me, it seems like I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess I don't know what the question was. But remember,
it's just like what we've talked about before, Jeff. Where if somebody comes up to you or me and we start talking about racing and they say, "Are we good?" And it's like we said. Compared to what? Compared to, do I go out there and blow my brains out every time I ride because I crash because I'm an idiot and I ride over my head, or is it because I can win races, or is it because I can't win races, but I do finish races? It's a gray area. It's hard to say.
Well, and going back to Reed's titles, I think in 2004, I think we probably got robbed of one of the best seasons ever because that was back when they were on two-stroke still, and if you were watching like the year before, Reed beat Carmichael 6 races in a row, the final 6 races of the season, I think, in 2003. He was every bit as fast as Ricky, and it would have been awesome to watch them two go at it. But, of course, 2004, Ricky hurt his knee, I think, and sat out. 08, I don't know. 08, it seems like Reed, what he does is he races to the level of his competition. So, like on paper, going into 2008, he was basically, he should have had the title by a long shot. But because in 2007, I'm sure he was getting second every freaking weekend, and it was dusting everyone. And then in 2008, Ricky's out, or I think it was James was out. Yeah, James was out, and all of a sudden Kevin Windham's like beating Reed sometimes. It's like Reed was way faster than Kevin the year before, and they weren't even close to each other. And now all of a sudden, I think Reed only goes as fast as he needs to, which is probably why he's been so, had such a long career and stayed healthy. But it doesn't win you a lot of races when the other guys are faster or willing to go faster.
What do you guys think about Villapoto getting 4th, right?
All right, I got a theory on this. You hear it? You want to hear it?
Does it involve Diana Dahlgren?
I'll tie her in at some point. So yeah, here's I'll tie her in right now. I was watching the Diana Dahlgren snowboarding video and I came up with this.
Came up with something.
I don't think I read all the message boards and shit on Racer X, the comments, And everyone keeps talking about how Villapoto is just playing it smart. He's just playing it smart, getting the fourths and getting what he can get. I don't buy that at all. I think that's bullshit. This guy's never done that his entire life. He's always wanted to win. And I don't think that I don't know if it's that like Stewart's going good and everyone's going really good, or the tracks have just been so basic that everyone's the same speed. But if I were him, I mean, maybe he's totally not sweating it and he's like happy where he's at, but I'd start to get nervous because you can't keep getting thirds and fourths over and over again. Unless Stewart starts crashing out, he's going to have to start winning races.
Yeah, that's what they were kind of talking about too on the Racer X one today, was like Villapoto and Roczen. It's like they live together, they're training together, and I think it was Jason Thomas. He said like, it took Villapoto too long to try to get around him or vice versa, whereas if it would have been anyone else, he would have just ran it in there and, not worried about it.
I don't know if I buy that, though. I mean, I heard that, too, but it seems like Roczen put some aggressive moves on Villapoto earlier this year. Whatever race it was when him and Reed were 1 and 2, they both had to pass Villapoto, and I don't think Roczen was real nice about it. I'm pretty sure he blitzed the whoops and stuck it in on him pretty hard. I mean, I don't know that – I would imagine they had this conversation before they started training together. Hey, when we're out there racing, it's racing, and we can't be, oh, excuse me, sir. No, you go ahead. No, not. I insist. You know. I mean, you gotta. I'm pretty sure.
Well, especially when you're not teammates.
Yeah, and maybe that's gonna get, maybe that'll go out the window when it gets crunch time. But, I don't know, man. It just seems to me like Villapoto's never been the kind of guy to just settle for a position.
Right.
He tends to go for it, and he does. He's got 30-some Supercross wins. I think the dude, he's typically winning or fighting for wins, and lately he's just been kind of riding around, it seems like.
So 7.
I mean, I'm totally okay with it because I want this points battle to tighten up and get interesting. But
I want to. Oh boy, don't be mad. Don't be mad. I wouldn't mind seeing Stewart pull this off.
I'm with you. I'd rather see him win it than Villapoto.
Jason?
I'm completely impartial, honestly. As long as Villapoto doesn't win it, I could give a crap less who wins it.
He's got about 2 more races if Stewart keeps winning, and if he finishes 4th, so that's 7-point difference. He's got a 14-point lead on Stewart. Dungy's getting it.
I'm kind of back to if Reed doesn't, obviously Reed can't win it now, but I think Roczen's my next guy. Because he's only, like 13 back? Or no, he's 12 back.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him win it in his rookie year. That'd be cool.
I would like to see
Likely,
him win it
but-
too, but
Oh, let's talk about that. What'd you think about that Barsha move on Roczen?
Oh, baby. Did you
Fast forward to that.
Did you hear that? Now this is all off Racer X, and I did see it on YouTube, but they said that, I don't know if that was after the race, that he said that he didn't know Roczen was there.
yeah, he said he didn't know he was there until he heard the panic rev.
And that's why he gave him the look.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
I think.
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
I think that's complete bullshit. But on the other hand, Barsha said after the race in the interview that that's who he is. That's how he races. So obviously, the reason he changed his mind or had to come up with an excuse or whatever is because people keep asking him about it. Maybe leave the guy alone. That's how his races. So whatever.
Well, I just think that it was fucking lame that he denied it. Like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Like that, I was
See,
riding every lap.
I don't think he did to begin with. I don't think he was even thinking about denying it, but people kept asking him about it, so then I think he did.
Well, and
Like,
I think that it didn't help that I heard that I didn't watch Roxon's interview after the race because I guess they interviewed like everyone and their brother. But
Yeah.
supposedly he said that he's not the brightest light in the room about Barcia. So I'm pretty sure. I like that the rivalry that's starting to brew there, but Kenny's been way too nice to him because Kenny said he was going to pay him back for that, like Anaheim 2 or whatever incident where Barcia put him down on the start straight, and then
And then
pass him in a heat race. He hasn't done anything to him.
Yeah, he bumped him the next week, and everybody's like, "Oh, there it is. That was the payback." Like, no.
oh.
Well, okay, so that move, everyone knows that move. That's like the universal middle finger while you're riding, right? You whip your bike at someone else and then look at them like, hey, fuck you, buddy. And for him to say...
Just the fact that people even need to ask the question, It's like, you know what? Why do we even bother asking? Because everybody knows what that was all about. Because if he hadn't given him the look back, I could buy it. But he gave him the look.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
and it doesn't help that it's been Barcia's MO for quite a while. It's like he seems to make a lot more contact than most people out there. And, I mean, it was kind of a dangerous move. I don't think they were that close. It looked pretty close, but they were probably a few feet apart. So, I don't know.
Well, I just don't know how, you could say you didn't know he was there. Okay.
Well, he just passed him.
Yeah, so the guy runs you high.
He had to know he was there.
Yeah, he runs him high before the whoops. They go through the whoops, and he's on the inside, runs him high, and I don't know he's there. Okay, you got me.
Well, maybe he thought that he ran him high enough to push him off the track. So he didn't think he was still there.
Well, I also think, I don't want to say that I necessarily feel bad for Barcia, but I think all of a sudden he makes a pass on anybody and it's a bam move. That was dirty. He's kind of been labeled with that now, and he can't. If he passes a guy, all of a sudden everybody says it's dirty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. It's one of them things where the attitude, I mean, I don't mind that he races the way he does. It sucks when he takes people out because, I mean, if he wants to run into people in the corners and so be it, I mean, that's fine. But the
but when's the last time he did that?
Huh?
When's the last time he did that?
Well, it's been a while. We haven't been watching him because he's been in the back of the pack.
Yeah, but don't you think if it was happening, we'd be hearing about it?
Oh my God, dude! I just watched it and it's so blatant. So Kenny stands him up before the whoops, then they go through the whoops, and Roxon stands him up. Barcia stands him up, and then he gives him a whip. He might only be about 6 or 8 inches from hitting him. I mean, it's pretty damn close now that I'm watching it again. So
that's what they were talking about today too. Like, that's imagine those two colliding like that. In air, and he's doing that like that, Say he hits his front wheel, that's a yard sale for both of them, So.
Well, that's just it. I mean, he doesn't want to crash himself, but I mean, I don't know. It's just one of them things where he seems like he's a little bit reckless at times, but maybe it's not a big deal. I don't know. I mean.
Oh, I just feel like it comes down to the point where the media makes him. To me, I felt like the media made him say, "Oh, I didn't know he was there," because in the interview right after the race, he said, "That's how I ride. Deal with it." So, I mean, it's not like we've ever seen the media do stupid shit like that before.
Not sure. But yeah, I did think it was pretty sweet when I first saw it. Yeah, and like you said, Jeff, it's like, yeah, that's pretty much a giant FU to the dude's face. And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of flicking someone off with your dirt bike.
Nice.
You flick your dirt bike at them.
Oh, man, we haven't we haven't really talked anything about the races.
Fuck the races. I'm over it.
I tell you what, I got one of the fantasy picks.
Ooh. I got 2.
Yep, old hot sauce got me the wild card.
You know, if fucking Villapoto would have got off his ass and passed Barsha, I'd have had, I think, 4 of them.
I don't even
Top 4. I picked Reed for my 12th place because I thought he might be able to make it through and get 12th. But
Yeah, I think picking Reed for anything this last week was a foolish idea.
well, I was kind of hoping that maybe his injuries weren't as bad as he made them seem, and like he was doing the whole, you know, I'm really fucked
Smoke
up. I'm
screen.
gonna go out there anyway.
Yeah.
Because I could see that happening. I mean, everyone, I think, it's funny because a lot of these guys will fucking hide an injury, like they won't talk about, you know, if something's wrong with them, they won't acknowledge it or whatever, like if it's a bodily injury. But then, as soon as they have like a sniffle, they're all like, "Oh, I'm sick as shit." You know, I was puking all week.
Yeah.
But
Well, they never bring it up until they don't put in the results that are expected of them, and then they bring it up.
yeah, but why talk about? Why not say if you fucked up your shoulder or your wrist, say it.
See, I've never understood that anyway. It's not like you're playing hockey where all of a sudden now everybody's going to go after that shoulder or whatever to try to knock you out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of silly in my opinion, but
Yeah, mine was horrible. I had I think what I did was I had kind of a disaster day Saturday. Not disaster, just busy. And I watched some of the practice, and I pretty much just went off of times, I think, because I had Roxon, Stewart, Villapoto, Dungy, Barsha, and Tedesco were my picks. So, yeah.
I think what we're seeing out of Roxon is his like typical. He did this in the outdoors where he started out pretty strong, and then he kind of slumped mid-season, and then I think he came back pretty good at the end, if I remember right. I don't know if that's just his thing or what, but I don't know.
All right. I suppose we should chit-chat about a little racing. What,
Isn't that what we've been talking about?
yeah, I guess. Maybe.
Let's talk about drag racing.
Oh, here's one, Jeff. I want to know why that, let's see here. If you go on to racerx.com.
Never heard of it.
And there's a photos. Where are you? I don't know. I want to know why Diana Dahlgren thinks she's special.
Have you seen her? That's why she's special.
Oh, so
Badass.
she gets to wear a jacket and all the other girls don't?
She's the Miss Supercross, dude. She's the boss of them. They're like a gang, and she's the leader.
She's Don Supercross.
Oh, man. All right. What did you think about the pro circuit kind of sweeping everybody?
You know, I was kind of surprised, but then after I thought about it, it's not that surprising.
I wish.
I'm only surprised
Yeah,
because they suck so bad out west.
Yeah, I think that was more of a surprise than anything. It didn't, to me, to see him do so well this weekend was, I guess I was just kind of thinking, well, things are back to normal. I guess I thought maybe Baggett would have a little bit more than he did, but for the most part, it was kind of what I expected.
But aren't they saying, because he's just coming off his, wrist, right? Or was his foot that he broke?
His foot.
He broke his foot, yeah.
I don't think he just broke it either. Didn't he shatter it?
Yeah, he pretty much stepped on a landmine, and it pretty much blew it clean off.
That's not good.
No.
Oh shoot, I guess we haven't talked about it yet. Just going through the list, Vince Freeze.
What is it, Jason?
Nice to meet you.
What did he do? What did he even do this weekend?
4th.
Oh.
I'll say you got 4th, right?
Mm-hmm. But what I was saying is he's on that Club MX deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they had a...
Yeah, he just about didn't have a bike to ride.
Yeah, little trailer issue there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking fucks. I'd like to find out who that was and punch him in the face.
Who are you talking about? The trailer thief?
Yeah.
Well, how do you determine that?
I'd like to know how they thought they were going to get away with it. You know, you're not gonna move a trailer that size by hand, even if you do get it unhooked. So what are you gonna do?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like the description of what Brandon wrote online or whatever. It's like, so they were gonna take this huge like double-decker trailer and put the front jack down and push it around and hook onto it.
The only thing I could figure is they were hoping that he was gonna pull away and not realize that he left the trailer behind. And then they were going to hook up to it and disappear. But
maybe they were going to pull the trailer backwards or something and unhook it or something. But wouldn't the tongue just fall to the ground? I mean, the thing's got to have a couple thousand pounds of tongue weight, I would think.
Yeah, one would think, but it should also have I don't know. The whole deal does not make any sense to me. But
So yeah, I was trying to get him on tonight's show. I actually talked to him, or we went back and forth on Facebook about getting him to come on. So, and then all this shit happened, and I was like, you probably got some other stuff. So I sent him a message today. Actually, I called him today. So I thought maybe next week we could have him come on for a little bit.
Are you talking about Brandon?
Yeah.
It probably would have made for some pretty good ratings to have him on tonight, but
yeah.
Hey, so what do you think, Scotty? I know it probably got you all jacked up when Mathis was talking about us.
Oh, I thought that was pretty funny.
Did you listen to it, Jason?
No, I have not heard it.
Well, the context was he was talking to Will Hahn, and Will Hahn does every podcast there is apparently, and Steve was saying. He mentioned Scotty twittered him or whatever, twatted him. I don't know what you say. But he mentioned that, and he goes, yeah, this guy, he told him, he said exactly what he posted. He's like, no offense, but why would I retweet a guy that
twat
has a Monday night? And he says to Will Hahn, he says, you'll probably be on that show next time or something.
I should hit him up.
I know, you know what?
I say you should have hit up Will Hahn this week. If nothing else, just to make it good radio for somebody.
Yeah, actually, I told Jason this, but Jeff, I sent him an email, and I was like, hey, we're just a couple dudes just shooting the shit on a Monday night. It's nothing against you or so it's like Monday's like the only night that works for us. So, and
I'm gonna tweet him right now, and I'm gonna say, Will Hahn's going to be on our show next Monday night. What's up now, bitch?
Jeez.
See, I kind of agree with Jeff there. I think you laid down a little bit too easy, Scott. I think for us it would have been better off to make a little more of a rival there. Could have been more interesting.
I want him to know that we listen to his show, so...
Oh, I told him. I'm like, dude, I listen all the time. I've been listening for a long time. So
I don't know how to do anything though, from my Twitter.
If his freaking app didn't cost money, I would listen to him.
You guys,
I got in when it was free.
Go on Stitcher.
I don't have to pay for that.
Nuh-uh. Nope, it's free.
How do you send a message to someone, or how do you tweet something to someone?
Well, you can private message them, but I hit them up on their website.
Just if you're just gonna tweet him, Jeff, just type in like you're gonna type a tweet. Do you know how to do that?
No, well, is it the little pen up in the corner? You type the little pen. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
It says at Pulp MX.
All right. Now at the beginning of that, put at PulpMX and then write what you want to say, and that will be tweeting him.
I want to ask him. I want to say, hey, do you got Will Hahn's number? I want to get him on our podcast.
Oh, God.
Make sure you put Talking Moto podcast on that.
Jesus. Well, he was cool and offered to help, so just think about that. All right, what else?
Should call it his show right now.
Oh. I told him I wanted to call in sometime.
We should call in on our podcast.
Yeah, we should do it right now, the three of us.
What time is it? 8:47. Yeah, I think he's on Mountain Time.
Yeah, I think they're 2. Yeah, they're 2 hours up.
What's our Twitter handle? Is it at Talkin Moto?
Yeah. Oh God, we're gonna get shut down.
How's he going to shut us down?
I don't know.
He's not God.
Oh, speaking of which, Jeff, what'd you think of the T-shirt idea?
I don't know anything about it.
Oh, what? Did you not see them? I posted some nice T-shirts I want to try to... well, you guys will get some. What size shirt do you wear?
Medium.
Jesus Christ. I have to see.
We're going to be hard on your medium inventory.
Yeah, half of the logo is going to go down the sleeves, you skinny fuckers. But yeah, I have to go onto the Facebook page, Jeff, and they should be on there. But got just kind of a simple Talkin' Moto podcast. I think it looks pretty sharp.
I like it.
All right, what else? So Martin finishes 9th. I didn't see what happened to Wharton. I mean, 7th's not bad. Wetland 14th, Dakota's 15th. Good to see Gannon Audette finish a round in Texas. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I just tweeted the shit out of him.
Oh, Jesus.
How do I see it?
Hopefully he didn't see it.
Oh, God.
It ain't bad. I just said, can I get Will Hahn's number? Want to get him on the Talkin' Moto show tonight. And then I did the stupid hashtags.
Did you tag Diana Dahlgren?
No, I wrote hashtag love me some Pulp MX and Talkin' Moto, and then I wrote hashtag great radio, bro.
Nice.
He'll know I'm a fan with all those things.
I wish I could use my phone right now. I'd do the same.
Oh, man. So what happened in the big bike class? Anything other than the whip in the face?
Stewart won. Weston Pike crashed. Phil Nicoletti crashed, and that about wraps it up.
Yeah, that's about it.
Kind of a snoozer weekend, huh?
I've been thinking that the last couple weeks kind of been bumming me out, but I'm kind of depressed because of Reed, so I might get over it here soon if Roxon starts beating Villapoto or if the points tighten up. You know, I couldn't believe it, but someone mentioned today, I don't know who the hell it was Mathis, I think, on that Racer X podcast, but 7 weeks are already over, so we're like damn near halfway. What is it, like 9 is halfway, basically?
Yeah, 8 or 9, however you want to split it up.
I can't believe how fast it's gone. Like, I can still clearly remember just itching for Supercross to start. Now I'm just happy that spring's about here.
Now you're already tired of it.
Even though I just snowblowed about 8 inches of snow out of my driveway today.
And that retarded.
Yeah, I have a snowbank literally 6 feet tall at the end of my driveway. My snowblower won't blow snow over it anymore, so I have to knock it down into my driveway so I can re-blow it somewhere else.
My snowblower won't clear the piles on the side of my driveway either. Today I blew it all into the street.
Nice.
I'm that guy.
Well, don't worry, the plow's just going to put it all right back in the end of your driveway, so.
I know, and then I blew it all right back into the street. Fucker ran me over.
Yeah. When are you going to get the check from that, by the way? Because I've already got it spent for you.
My township doesn't have any money, apparently.
Is that what his truck says on the back of it? Don't sue me, we don't have any money?
Yes, exactly.
Sorry I ran you over.
Now there's a sign hanging from that plow that says, "Get the F out of my way."
You fucking did say that too.
Yeah, who gets hit by a snowplow? I mean,
No, I'm talking about your Twitter.
what, do you think I was lying?
What?
I wasn't sure.
No, I don't know so I don't even know what the point of Twitter is, but
Jeff's got 2 tweets. And you just used one of them.
See, I want to know what you are, Jeff, because I've been trying to follow you on Twitter, and I can't. I
why?
can never find you. Because I punch in Jeff Klein, and it's always some other people. I've never found you.
Well, if you saw my name, you'd know it's me, because it's Moto Woody 85.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
People probably think it's dirty, but they just don't know.
It's not. It's Woodfro.
Did you ever hear back from Dungy?
No. Oh, man. Well, I sent him a message. It was just a private message, so I was just trying to guilt him into doing the right thing and manning up and helping support local motocross, but he don't give a fuck.
Whoa.
Easy.
Let's calm down. Let's
Oh yeah. Sorry.
we don't I did get
Is it possible to cut part of it?
Is it possible to put the cat back in the bag?
That whole sponsor deal again.
Let's see.
I don't think I said too much.
No, I think you're all right.
You know, I don't know what's funny, Jason. When we called you earlier, it said your phone number on the podcast.
Awesome.
For any complaints, just call the number at the beginning of the show.
So I was
I'll be the guy with the hotline. I'll take phone calls. I'll be the screener.
So was it Friday? Was it Valentine's Day? So I got home from work and I was like, I didn't really feel like working, so and I'm excited for this too. They're redoing the MX versus ATV, so they're gonna come out with a new game. And so I was playing the Reflex one, and I tweeted to Jason Anderson, and I haven't really looked into if this is his actual account or not, but I think it is. And I said, I just pulled the Jason Anderson playing MX versus ATV, and then I did hashtag last lap pass. got a favorite from him. I thought that was pretty cool.
Did you just swear?
No, I said last lap pass.
Oh, I thought maybe you swore, and that's why it was beeped out.
No. Oh, I think my mic hit my shoulder. Who else did we get? I did get a thanks from Dungy. I wished him good luck. So.
That's good. Hey, did you see Mad Skills Motocross 2 comes out this week?
I don't play that game.
Why not?
Fucking dumb.
I don't either. But
Hey, you know what? I'm a big fan of MX.
I thought, it was
ATV.
pertinent.
No, I'm not a fan of that game because maybe I like it to be a little realistic, if that makes any sense. And the fact that the guy that wins pretty much rides a wheelie the whole entire 2 laps, I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Well, isn't that how you ride,
Hey.
dude?
No.
You want realistic? Go out and buy yourself a dirt bike again, fucker.
I'm like, I don't know.
That's my answer for that.
Whoa.
Jason, just so you know, if you bought the Pulp MX app, it might actually work because the one that I have, the free one, sucks bad. Like, I don't know how you do anything on it as far as I mean, I can get the archives, but every time I go to the live part of it, it quits on me. So I might have
Well, I don't understand why I have to pay for it now when I used to be able to listen to it for free. I don't get it.
Yeah. See, but I hardly ever listen. Like this one, it's like, you know, I listen to it at work in the background, you know. So that's what I like about the Stitcher app. And then there's, obviously, that's what it's for, is different podcasts are on there. So, I mean, if it's the DMX, they put theirs on there. You know, just about anything you can search for is on there. So, and yeah, that's free to play. So...
Yeah, I never listen to them live. I like listening to them when I'm working out or whatnot. Kind of helps pass the time, but...
Oh, heck. All right, boys. I don't know. I think that's it. Nothing.
Did anybody else, have you guys watched the, what the hell is it, Supercross Behind the Dream or whatever on Sunday mornings? I think this week was the second episode of it.
I haven't caught it, no.
Oh, well, this week it was the Mushmouth edition.
I got a text from Caleb on Sunday, and he said something about Mushmouth's boots, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, CBS Behind the Dream, or I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
So, all right, you'll have to fill me in.
Well, you know who Mushmouth is, don't you?
I'm going to play dumb and say no.
All right, Dean Wilson. My passionate name for him now is Mushmouth.
We're going to get shut down.
I thought this is why I was here, was to be the dick.
Well, we can rule out Dean Wilson ever coming on the show. Who else? Dungy,
Hey,
Dean Wilson.
He's more than welcome to. He's more than welcome to come on and defend. Just won't be able to understand it.
All right, continue.
Anyway, so they're showing him and Rhino, working out, and Rhino doesn't. He looks like he's aged about 20 years in the last 2 years. I don't know if it's just because he doesn't have any hair anymore or what, but
Well, that'll do it to the guys.
it's true. I mean, it's not like I don't think he's lost any hair. It's that he shaved it all off, so he's got a shaved head.
Oh.
And it took me a little bit to figure out who it was. But he's talking about how he's on the gluten-free, organic-only diet and all this crap, and I'm just thinking, wow, just sucks to be you.
That does sound like a shitty diet. I don't even know what gluten is,
Yeah.
but it sounds delicious, and I like it.
Oh, gluten is amazing.
I had a bunch of Girl Scout cookies today. I bet you they were gluttonous.
They probably were. I thought it was pretty funny, too, because they did an interview with Mushmouth Sr. He is just as Mushmouth as Mushmouth Jr.
Well, that's just it, dude. Dean wasn't like that when he came over here. He was all speaking perfect English and didn't have any accent. No one knew he was from Scotland. Now all of a sudden he's got the Scottish thing going on. He might as well wear a kilt.
You might as well. Might as well speak Scottish. What the hell that is.
What's that famous boat? Is it the... Oh, I thought it was the Flying Scotsman or something, but it's the Flying Dutchman. Damn it. I was going to try to come up with a nickname for that clown.
Is that a reference
That was my
to
fault.
Pirates of
Maybe
the
we'll
Caribbean?
just call him the Dutch Rudder.
The Dutch Rudder.
I don't know what
I'm
Pirates and Scotsmen have to do. Let's call him Braveheart, maybe.
I'm sticking with Mushmouth, and it doesn't matter anyway. Now we don't get to talk about him for a while.
So, Jeff, do you think East Coast or West Coast is better, or is it no good?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. That the East Coast race I thought was pretty boring. There wasn't really any exchanges for the lead. I mean, Baggett and Cincerella went back and forth a little bit, but otherwise it seemed like whoever got into third place just crashed out, and there just wasn't any. It's more exciting for me because there's a lot of people that we know, but the racing itself, I don't know that it's going to be any better or worse. But I mean, the West Coast was pretty good to start with. The racing, at least for the lead, was good. The rest of the field kind of was boring, but at least on the East Coast, all them guys that are filling that 10 through 18th, 20th place, a lot of them will be guys we know. So.
Right.
What did Mitchell Oldenburg got 10th or something? That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
I don't have that brought up anymore.
I'm not even sure who else made it, but.
Oh, let's take a. All right, so Martin got 9th.
Yeah, that's right.
Wetland got 14th. Yeah, Olenberg, he got 10th. And then...
I mean, Gavin Faith looked good for third until he crashed out.
I didn't catch that one.
I remember that.
They didn't show it, I don't think, but I saw a picture of it, and he crashed in the same corner that Davalos did.
Wasn't?
I think didn't Wentland go down there too? Because didn't they show Davalos running into Wentland?
Yeah, he crashed
when
off
he crashed
the start.
The second time.
Yeah,
I know, but
yeah, right off the start.
When Davalos was lapping Wentland, I think he ran into him and crashed. Davalos had 2 crashes and still came out in third. I think he's going to be pretty good. I hope he wins some races finally because he's got to be due. I mean, he's too fast to not win.
Super bad. Taking it to him.
Super bad.
We got to start getting the word out on these nicknames, man. People gotta embrace them.
And the problem is we came up with all sorts of nicknames this week, but the one person who actually come up with a nickname, we didn't.
Oh, Williams?
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, Zach, but if I came up with a nickname for you this week, you wouldn't like it, I guarantee it.
Mushmouth and Super.
Yeah, all of our nicknames are derogatory. I'm not sure anyone's going to appreciate them.
Oh, sorry. If you don't have a sense of humor when it comes to Mushmouth, I don't want to talk to you anyway. You think I like every nickname that I've ever been called?
What, Crashy? Crashy 552? That one you gave yourself.
I was not the first one to call myself Crashy.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Ugh. All right. Do we know if
that's going to hire a new talent for next week?
Oh no, I think this has been one of the better ones so far.
Did you just say hire new talent? Is someone getting paid to do this?
You're not getting paid? Now I'm really getting fired.
Uh-oh, Scotty, the cat's out of the bag.
I did think when you sent me that one message that one day, you said, I need your address so I could send you a check, and then it cut off. I'm like, whoa, we're getting paid for this?
Yeah, I think we got to get a little bit bigger before we can start writing checks.
Hey, speaking of sponsors, isn't Clayton at Pro Action running some kind of sponsorship deal this week? Or not sponsorship, just a discount deal, like a Valentine's special?
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it was, I think it might be over now, though.
No, I thought it said it was through the 21st, February 14th to the 21st.
He's doing a Valentine's one?
What was it?
It was 20% off services.
It was 20% off any suspension service this week.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks.
You should maybe he'll double it up, do that, and then say you heard it on the Talkin Moto podcast, and see if he'll give you another discount.
Oh, now we're just giving away his money.
I don't think you want to just offer 40% off for Clayton.
I didn't say that.
That's probably not a good idea. You said double up.
Double up, meaning you could do the Valentine's and the Talkin Moto.
Oh, I think one coupon per visit per customer probably works there.
Yeah, just go ahead. He'll do it for free at school. Tell him I said so. No. Yeah, that's what I told him. I'm like, hey, you want to do something? And, like, it's up to you. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be, you got to make your money on your end. And it was just cool that he offered something. So if you missed the Valentine's one, you still can tell him you heard about us or heard about him on the podcast. I think he's still going to do something for us. So I don't know why we got to... I don't know. It could be... Oh, and I didn't put them on there. I'm missing one. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry, guys. So, we're just talking about the sponsors, and I didn't put them on the overlay here. But Chad and Andy with that Open Mic podcast. I don't know if last week they did a bunch of stuff to share it, or what we did. Like, we got a ton of views last week. Or... was that 2 weeks ago, and then last week's was kind of meh. So
I didn't even listen to last week's. So.
I got to be honest, I wasn't really feeling it last week. I was preoccupied with other thoughts.
Not cool.
Dirty thoughts.
Not cool.
Jeff was looking at porn. You guys can be honest. It's just because I wasn't there.
Well, you were there kind of, but I couldn't hear Travis or nothing, and was that last week? Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed this already. I really wasn't feeling it last week either, but I was also sicker than hell.
But it seems like this is working pretty good with the call. So.
Seems like it.
But Jeff, what's your thought? We're thinking maybe
happy.
like doing a... Like, say we get Brandon or another guest would come on, just have them come on for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, I guess that's it. They wouldn't be on necessarily for, like, the whole show.
Yeah, that's cool with me. I mean...
Speaking of that, where is our guest tonight, Caleb?
Caleb was our guest?
He's supposed to be. Too busy stroking off firefighters.
I'm guessing he's finishing his bathroom.
Yeah, he, well, I actually called him.
He's still at the fire hall.
Yeah, he sent me a text. He said that, well, I called him earlier.
Was there a fire?
No, but they have a meeting every Monday night.
Oh.
Yeah, because he said that he had something that starts at 7, takes an hour. And then he said he'd shoot me a text when he got done. And, yeah, he said that he wasn't going to make it, so... But yeah, it'd be perfect. Like, yeah, you could just call in and shoot the shit for a little bit, and then that would be it. But, oh well. But, I think that's it, guys. I don't really have anything else.
Word.
So, but, yeah, like I said, and it's cool, too, on the website, I can see where these people are coming from. So I think Moto Kazi, we're getting a lot of people clicking across from their website. Mark with the bicycle shop and the damn bait shop. So, then like I said, Andy and Chad.
How's J-Law Racing? How's that one treating you?
Guy's kind of a dick, to be honest with you. So.
Yep.
But. So when's your qualifier out here? Is that like May 17th? Something ridiculous like that?
Nah, it's before then, isn't it, Jeff?
Oh, what's now? It's in like the first weekend in May, I think.
I'd say the first weekend in May.
That's so fucking stupid.
What is? Why is that so stupid?
May? Be lucky to be riding in May.
You know that the first qualifiers were this weekend, right?
Where were they at? All south, right?
Yeah, the
obviously.
Southwest region started this week.
Yeah, see, that's what I think is stupid. It's just like, I remember that one, I don't know if that was Staples or what. It's like, and else you're down south riding, people locally just started riding. So, I don't know.
That's why you got to keep riding. That's why I tried to go riding today, but it didn't work.
Fucking snow.
Apparently.
Ah, shit.
I don't know how to, again, do anything on Twitter, so I'm trying to set up my picture. How the hell do you do that?
Pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
Apparently not. I don't know what these symbols mean. Like, there's a fucking birdhouse. What is that?
All right, guys, I'm going to end it. We can keep talking after this, but...
All right,
guys.
I gotta go. No, I gotta go figure out Twitter. Fuck this. I'm gonna go smash my phone.
We'll walk you through it, buddy. You're okay. So
My wife's giving me the signal. It's time to go. I gotta go put my kid to bed, so.
Oh, boy.
now you're just being a jerk. So
I was gonna make a suggestion. If we're not gonna do it live, maybe we could do it later.
Oh, that's fine with me.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that would probably be way awesome for me to do it at like 9.
I'm fine with that for, like, the next 2 weeks, but after that, I don't know how happy I'm going to be about that.
Yeah, that's probably gonna suck.
You got a new job?
He's gonna get a
No,
job.
but I'm going to have to go back to work eventually. Unless the checks keep rolling in from this podcast deal. I mean...
Keep rolling in.
Well, after Jeff's Twitter attack, I'm sure we're gonna have to pay someone just to keep this show going.
No. Somebody's going to pick us up. You just wait and see.
I think we got something good going. So yeah, that's fine. We can go a little bit later. Hang on. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop this. So you guys stay put.
Wait, is this a democracy or what is this here?
Oh, no. I'm just gonna end
I
it.
thought I voted against that.
Vote.
Oh, never mind. I'll shut up.
All right, guys. So thanks for listening. Hopefully they made it this far. I think we're at like almost 2 hours. So website talkinmoto.com. Got the Twitter. I'm following Jeff. The dude's got 2 tweets, so we need to hit him up. Our Twitter
I got 4 followers.
You picked one up tonight.
All right.
You'll have 5 as soon as I can find you.
So Twitter is at TalkinMoto. Facebook.com/TalkinMoto. Hopefully, maybe even tonight I'll try to get the link up. You guys won't have to, but I think everyone else, if you want a Talkin' Moto podcast t-shirt, if you would buy one, that would be awesome.
Hey, and
So,
if you want to be
that's
really
it.
bored
Thanks
on
for
Twitter,
listening. If you made it this far, we've wasted almost 2 hours of your Monday, which is awesome. Actually, it wouldn't be Monday, just be of your day since it's not live. So maybe we'll try it live again, but right now I think this worked pretty sweet. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you later.
Stay classy, y'all.